ROC process is a way for parishes to reach out to the members that are present and the members who are potentially present or have left, to begin to build relationships, to find out what their needs and desires are, to build ministries, new volunteers, and then to eventually reach out into the community to work towards justice issues either in the local community or even nationally. We've been working in ROC for about a year, and we're not completely finished, but I think one of the biggest things that happened is people have gotten to know each other better. We've completed about 80 one-on-one interviews, and from that process, new friendships were formed, new volunteers were found. We were able to identify some needs. It was really the communication and the relationship building that has been the biggest benefit. I got to know more people, and I talked to people that I normally wouldn't have. My job is youth ministry and education with youth and adults and children, and that kind of keeps me sometimes in a very small sphere. You know, I'll see the children and their families, or I'll see the people who are inquiring to become Catholic and their sponsors, or the volunteers that I work with. And so if a person doesn't fit in one of those categories, I may not interact with them very much. So I was able to talk to people that I don't normally see very often in the line of my job responsibilities. I was able to find some new friends, some new commonalities, and it professionally gave me a new tool. The one-on-ones, which is literally the foundation of the ROC process, because you continually do them, I use not just if I'm purposely doing a one-on-one, but if I'm interviewing somebody who's new, if I'm speaking to a group of youth, if I'm just talking to somebody in passing and need to find out more or work with my volunteers. I use it all the time. Another young mother in the parish, I'm a mother too, and her children are too young yet to be in the programs that I facilitate, but when I sat with her, I gained a new friendship. We found out we had more in common. I found out what her skills and desires are, and the way she feels about our parish were some of the things that I felt too, being a young mother, and that sometimes there isn't always a place for us because there's a lot of older people in our congregation. So I was able to make some connections there that if I hadn't had a one-on-one, I might not have spoken to her. It was affirming to me to be able to know that there are other young parents out there who are dealing with the same things I do, raising faithful children, and at the same time dealing with the things of the world that we have to, the pressures, the stress, the society and the culture that sometimes is against a family. It was really refreshing to know that there's someone who doesn't work for the church but has those same concerns, because sometimes I feel like because I work for the church, those are my 24/7 worries, because it's my job to worry about faith matters and other people's faith growth as well as my own, but that she, as an educator, for instance, also worries about those things. I found out there's a lot more positivity than I thought there was. Sometimes our congregation could seem negative because we have a lot of older people who are very much struggling with change, and they're getting older, the congregation's getting older, things are changing, and they're having a hard time dealing with it. But at the same time, I realized that they are welcoming and they're afraid, and that's how sometimes that callousness comes off as. And I think I was able to understand a little bit more about where they are, which is really what that process of one-on-ones is for, to find out what the other person's self-interests are, and that they truly, truly desire our community to continue, that our parish stay there because that's their home. They just love their home and fear that somebody would take that away from them. And that's not something I understood until I had some more one-on-ones with people.